Welcome back to my series on Transport Fever 2. Today we are doing something a little different. Because this gaming session was huge, around about 2 hours long, I had in mind that I would try a recording here as a time-lapse video. Now it has a combination of time-lapse and standard video, but I didn't record any audio with this gaming session, thinking that I would dub over my game session and chat about what's going on to shorten the video down, hopefully to about 20 minutes is what I'm aiming at. So what we're doing is we're putting in a passenger line, as you can see, between the three northern towns of Basildon up ahead of us there, from Bolton behind us, and further back is Bracknell. I'm trying to negotiate a bridge across the main cargo line here. And we'll need to change this bridge type because it's obviously got a collision there. So we'll switch it to a trestle bridge that's got a better pillar situation. We'll bring it back down to the ground here so we can make our way into Basildon here, where we need to make some space for a station. It's pretty high up the ground here, so we're not at ground level, as in ground level to the street level. But we'll just have to deal with that, I guess. So I put a station in here, but I actually realized I need 4 lines here because I need the fuel line to pass through here and a station for passenger trains to pull into. So that's the fuel line. And it'll need a little bit of smoothing around the area. So we're adding in a passing line here for the passenger trains, which are on high-speed tracks. And they'll need some smoothing all over here. So a bus terminal here is what I'm aiming at. Need to do it from the other way around so I can get a good connection into the street. And we'll go with four platforms with plenty of space for passengers to wait for the buses. Now you can see how high this is, and really want to experiment with some different options here. I would have liked that half circle there, but it's too high for a good connection there. So we'll put in a larger station, trying to line something up here. And I'll end up going with just a straightforward connection here that's just a ramp straight up. And that doesn't look half bad, but it probably needs some decoration around it later on to make it look a little bit better. We'll connect this passenger line now up to the bridge. And with a whole heap of get this crossover in quickly. It'll need some trees cleared from here. That's pretty close to the line there. So we'll just thin them out a little and just move that line of trees back. And that gives plenty of clearance. You can see that it needs a lot of smoothing around this area as well. And especially along here, a lot of landscaping required here. Normally I would cut this out of my videos, but in this instance with the time lapse I can actually leave it in and show you the sort of landscaping that I do. I usually take a lot of time with my landscaping as well, trying to make it look a little bit more natural. And that'll look a lot better. I need to fix up this bridge on this side. And again, just smooth this out quickly. This side's a lot easier. Okay, well, this is the actual bridge. Doesn't look half bad. I would have liked it a little bit more even on both sides, but it's okay. Decent crossing there. Now, this is up at Bracknell, and this is quite uneven, the ground here as well. And what I'm looking at is trying to insert the station actually into the town here, which I didn't do on the other two. But this one sort of lends itself to be, it's not right in the center of town, but it's closer than what I normally would do this. So need to clear some space here to put this in. I'm just thinking how far I want to come in with it here. But we'll clear some space here and level this ground. And what I learnt from that last station that I put in down at Basildon is I probably should have done this down there. I probably should have leveled the ground a little and made things run a little smoother. And we'll put it up against this main road here. And we just need 2 lines. And if we can get it across from that street there, we can put a bus terminal in right there. That doesn't turn out too bad actually. And again, we'll put in 4 platforms along with a whole heap of passenger capacity. We'll connect this into the line. And then we can smooth all this out as if nothing ever happened. And then I'll fix up the roads that were here previously, because I did like this section coming down this side of the railway line. I'm not sure about that crossing though. I think I removed that crossing. Yeah, it doesn't look that great there. We'll smooth this all the way down. There's a little bit of a hill that it's carving through here. That looks good. Looks good. We'll extend the station to the other side of the road. And we'll also do a couple of extensions down the end here. and that'll let passengers get out and walk to areas down that side of the platform. And that looks okay. Yeah, I did end up getting rid of the crossing there. I think that looks better. Okay, well, with a crossover here, I think we'll be able to actually put the line in. I think that was a little too long, that crossover. Makes it more difficult to nail them. Some signals. And we put the line in. Just need to make sure it's hitting both sides. Yep. There we go. And a train, we end up picking the, I guess it's like the Southern Pacific, right? And it ends up being a decent size. We go for the 320 meters, I think. And then I take the time to switch some of these carriages around every second one. Make it look a little better when you do that. And here we go. We're going to bring the train out on the line. Train passenger Basildon to Bracknell. And there we go. Yeah, and you'll see these passenger cars, I've reversed every second one, so they're kind of a set of two. Then you have the doors, and then you have two, and then you have the doors. I think they look a little better when you reverse them like that. Mind you, it's the first time I'm using this train. But it just seems like the carriages were designed that way to reverse them. And we'll go into camera mode here so I can take a screenshot. A couple of screenshots here of the train that I might end up using as the thumbnail. And there we have our passenger line ready to carry passengers between the three cities, which will really start to expand once this is running. The only problem is we don't have passengers at the stations ready to travel, and we'll need to fix that. To fix that, we need to put bus terminals into each of the cities, and this will be the last one that needs the bus terminal. Well, that's a little crooked. Don't like that. So we'll try that again. That's better. We'll go with the 4 platforms again. It's my standard bus terminal that I make. And here I've already put the bus stops in, but I'm now creating a straight up and turn around straight back to the bus terminal. Sort of a new design I want to try out. I want to try and cover the whole area fairly evenly, so the bus lines are performing somewhat similar to each other, and I get like full coverage this way is the idea. And as if I don't use all 4 lines, I can add a line in later. Oh, we're crossing trucks here. But the truck's on the side road. Yeah, The truck's on the side road there, so it's not that bad. It's not delivering now on that bus route, but it is sharing the road, which isn't too bad unless it gets really busy. So we'll just continue on with that line. And that's 3 lines. I've still got space for another line later. You put in the bus lane so that the buses can make a turn easier instead of doing some weird turnaround. And we've got some new buses here. It's 1966 or near the end of 1966. And we'll put a few on each line. Okay, now we're up at Bracknell, it looks like. And same again, I've already put the bus stops in, but I'm just doing the lines very similar to what I did the last one. Got a weird dogleg here where there's larger blocks in the city here. And I think we should move this bus line off the truck route. Just, it's not really necessary to go down there. So if I just move it across one block, it frees that up a little. So that's going to be really busy coming back through the city there, that line. Because that's like right in the middle of the city. You see how you've got a weird dogleg here because of the double lane roads where it's sort of doing a loop. It's probably better if I don't put a stop in there at all for now, seeing that there's no one there. But the idea here is for the city to expand into these areas and they'll already be serviced by buses. So I'll just put an extra stop in here that'll cover this whole area and that'll end up being fine. Looks like we've got enough room for 4 lines on this one, and it'll end up going right down the back down here. And as these cities start expanding, I won't have to come back and deal with any of these bus lines again. Maybe just the bus volume that's on each line. Got a weird circle happening here. That's because it can't make the left-hand turn from the 2-lane right-hand lane. And I can fix that up later with a bus lane. We'll put a 4th line in here. I'm just trying to organize the stations that they're stopping at and in what directions they're running. So even though this line has basically no one on it, that's really just for future expansion. I know I'll need to put that in later, so I might as well just do it now. Okay, yeah, just finishing up the lines, the numbering, and we're set to go. Also notice that this might not have any trucks on it actually, but we'll need a road depot here to buy buses with, and we might need some trucks as well because Bracknell is also about to get a whole heap of goods coming into the city, which will help it expand. Yeah, there's no trucks on that line, so I'll throw a few trucks on now. Okay, that is our passenger line in the north between our 3 northern cities here, and very happy with how that went. Let's check in on these bus terminals and see if they've actually got any movement on them yet. The line's just been put in, obviously. But yeah, we already have our first passengers being dropped off at each of the stations here. We might move ahead a little bit. Yeah, let's jump ahead. It's about 6 months later, and we've actually got quite a few passengers using the buses and trains now, and most of the traffic is disappearing off the connecting roads, and they're all opting to jump on the train instead. 100 on this journey almost, and with the train just leaving with almost a full load of passengers on that train, it's just dropped 100 here. And even though the buses are handling it all right at the moment, we might need to increase some of the number of buses on the lines because of how many people are going to be using them. But I think that'll do for this episode. I hope you don't mind the time lapse. It's not something I prefer to do, but I think it turned out all right. Let me know what you think. And thanks very much for watching. And I hope you're back again next episode. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time.